A little friendly competition never hurt anyone, or does it? Action 4 News obtained a copy of the Crime Reduction Championship draft pick, which is causing quite a stir with drivers on the streets of Harlingen. It's an initiative in which Harlingen police officers compete to make the most traffic stops. The reward? The top 18 officers get the right to pick their shift and schedule.
It's a just concern that the public would have that when traffic contacts go up like that perhaps the motive for those traffic stops aren't pure.
Interim Police Chief Stephen Mayer says the draft pick was implemented by former Police Chief Tom Whitten back in April 2013 following a philosophy known as DDAX, data-driven approaches to crime and traffic safety.
We've had massive reductions in crime year after year after year, and I think that is largely in part to our DDAX efforts because we have increased our traffic contacts.
The idea, he says, is that the more traffic contacts, the higher the chances of catching a criminal, and having an obvious police presence is a deterrent for crime. Mayor argues officers are just doing their job in enforcing traffic laws, but we wanted to know, is this competition ethical?
If you're referring to the Crime Reduction Championship that we do, I don't think that's unethical at all. Basically, the whole philosophy is geared around rewarding those officers who work hard.
Action 4 News did some digging on how many traffic contacts police officers are making. In a public records request, we found out that just from January to March of this year, officers have already made 10,842 traffic contacts. 1,100 of those ended in citations, and there was 9,744 warnings.
179 folks were arrested year to date so far.
According to the draft, officers don't necessarily have to issue tickets, rather make the most stops and make the most contacts to be a, quote, free agent who gets first dibs at schedules. These are the officers that have issued the most warnings. Officer Victor Mendez handed out 526 warnings but just one ticket. Officer Robert Silva issued 468 warnings and 11 citations. And Margarito de la Fuente handed out 384 warnings and 44 tickets. The officer that has handed out the most tickets so far this year, Jose Villarreal, who leads all police officers by leaps and bounds with 463 tickets and 115 warnings. Officer Jeffrey Harlan has issued 73 citations and 40 warnings, and Michael Cuevas 71 tickets and 265 warnings. Mayor understands that this tactic may not be the most popular, but he adds it is helping reduce crime.
I mean, imagine, if you will, entering into a neighborhood and seeing 3 or 4 units out on traffic in that neighborhood. If you had bad intentions in that neighborhood, you would most likely go somewhere else.
Mayor says the draft motivates officers to better serve and protect while increasing productivity. But he admits some officers could be making more contacts simply to improve their chances at picking their shift.
I think it's just human nature that those employees, those people that work hard, want to be rewarded for their hard work.
He says whatever their motivation, something is working. Chief Mayer says there's nothing wrong with making work fun, and he adds that he's even been invited to sit on a national board to teach others about this initiative. In the studio, Daisy Barrera, Action 4 News.